Good morning, children. We are in the second part of our history lesson, Early Humans. We have seen the first part in our last class. We'll see the remaining lesson today. We have already seen about the Stone Age, Paleolithic period, food gatherers, dwelling place, and the clothing of Paleolithic period people. Now we'll see the recap of our last class once. We knew that early humans are known as hominids. They are considered as ancestors of humans. Human beings, they have adapted themselves to the change of climatic conditions and they spread out to various parts of the world. Especially they moved from Asia to Europe and many far off Asian countries. They learned to use the things they discovered, modified things and invented things to make their lives more comfortable. But these developments have taken thousands of years to happen. Human beings of this period were not aware of growing crops, so they started hunting food and gathering food from the outsources. For a purpose, they became hunters and gatherers. This means they used to either hunt for their food or gather it from their surroundings. During this time, they developed tools for the purpose of hunting, cutting, or digging things from the ground. They have started to use stones for making their tools, and therefore this period in the human history is known as the Stone Age. We learned that the Stone Age is divided into 3 periods. The division is made on the quality of stones they used to make their tools. And the Stone Age divisions are Paleolithic period, Mesolithic period, and Neolithic period. Paleolithic period is also known as the Old Stone Age, and this period lasted from 5 lakh to 10,000 BCE. Paleolithic is a Greek word, and paleo means old, lithos means stones. Hence, it's called the Old Stone Age. Features of the Paleolithic period. Humans were nomads and food gatherers in this period. We already learned that nomads were people who moved from place to place in search of food. They moved in groups to various places. They killed animals and ate raw meat since they didn't know how to grow food. Also, they ate naturally grew food like roots of plants, wild fruits, nuts, seeds, etc. And the people of Paleolithic period used clothing like the leaves or bark of the trees and furs of animals to cover their bodies. You can see the picture and get to know what were the materials used by early humans for covering their bodies. Dwelling place is a place where a person lives. So early humans used to live on trees or in caves since they didn't have house. Caves provided them shelter from heat and rain and protected them from wild animals. So far we have seen the recap of our last class. Now we will see the learning objectives of today's class. So in today's class we will learn about tools used by early humans, tool making techniques, stone on stone technique, pressure flaking technique, and discovery of fire, art, major Paleolithic sites. Early humans used stone tools. Some tools made from Bones of animals have also been found at number of places. Tools of that period are crude and are not of very good quality. Tools have been found in Rewa, Bandalkhan, Kurnool, and Madhya Pradesh in India. Various kinds of implements like knives, axes, spears and stone hammers, scrapers and digging tools have been found. So, the Paleolithic era, which is also called as the Old Stone Age, refers to the materials used to make man-made tools. In this Paleolithic age, tools were made out of stone by a man. Different tools were used in the Stone Age. Those tools were simple, but they made lives easy. Since these tools were very simple, they were not of very good quality, but still they advanced with the passage of time. Following are most of the tools that were used during the Stone Age: sharpened sticks, hammerstones, choppers, cleavers, spears, nets, scrapers rounded and pointed, harpoons, hand axes, animal skin, bows and arrows, shaft straighteners, arrow shaft smoothers, and spear straighteners. So, in this picture, you can see few of the tools which were used by early humans. The early Stone Age began with the most basic stone implements made by early humans. These old toolkits include hammerstones, stone cores, and sharp stone flakes. By about 1.7 million years ago, early humans began to make hand axes and other large cutting tools. This technology changed their way of life. Technology is the tools, methods, and materials that people used to control and improve their lives. Most of the stone tools were made of flint stones, as it chips easily, which means it was easily breakable, and those people felt convenient to shape out of it. Tools such as the spears and arrows were used to hunt and skin the animals, to cut roots and fruits, to scrape the bark of trees, and to dig the ground to get roots of the plants to eat. So in the following picture, you can see the different type of tools used by early humans. Let's see elaborately about few of the tools that were used by early humans. First, we will see about hammerstone. Hammerstone was one of the simplest and ancient tools of the Stone Age. It was a hard stone used for many purposes, like striking animal bones, crushing and hitting other stones. Hammerstone is usually a hard stone which doesn't break easily. It was made of sandstone, quartzite or limestone. You can see the picture of hammerstone here, children. Hammerstone was also regarded as universal tool throughout the world, including Asia, Europe and Africa. It was used for making fractures and breaking other stones which were converted into other stones with sharp edges. These sharp stones are then used as tools for different purposes. The flakes gotten from the broken stones can be used as hand axes, scrapers, cleavers, etc. Sharpened sticks. The sharpened stick is considered one of the most ancient tools which was used by early humans in the early period. These sticks were used almost in every part of the world. They were made of different types of wood. They were used by the people to defend themselves, to protect themselves from the wild animals. These were used for hunting purposes as well. You can see the picture of the sharpened stick here. Let's see about spears now. Spear has been in use of humans for almost 4 lakh years. It has a long shaft generally made of wood. The head is pointed, sharpened and generally made of some durable material like steel or iron. The picture shows you the clear view of a spear. The shaft end is either hardened with fire or it's also made of some durable material like iron, steel or bronze. The spear head shape is usually triangular and leaf. It was used as a weapon in wars and hunting. It was used both by riders and by barefoot men. The enemy's animals were attacked by either throwing the spear at them or by pushing it into their bodies in close combat. Bows and arrows. Bows and arrows were used as weapons for both hunting and war purposes more than 61,000 years ago. The bow is made of wood or some other elastic material. It has a string which is bound to the ends of the wooden frame in tension. The bow is used to throw an arrow on the target. The arrow is made of wood or some other hard material with a pointed head. The tail of the arrow is made of feathers. Different arrow ends were used for different purposes, like flat end or pointed end. Some explosive material could be attached to the arrow end. See the picture, children. The string of the bow was pulled using the arrow and then it was aimed at the target. The string is let go to launch the arrow at the target. Due to its heavy and pointed end, it goes straight toward the target and hits it with a high speed. Cleaver. The cleaver was a tool similar to hand axes. It was made of a stone or a bone with a big U or oblong shape. It was like a large knife that was used for crushing food, meat, and soft bones. Its heavier weight made the crushing and cutting easier. Humans started using the cleavers almost 1 million years ago. These were used for butchering purposes, breaking bones, and digging up the soil. Axe. The axe was a tool used for hunting, cutting, planting, and protection purposes. It was used for cutting plants, trees, and branches. Axe was a tool used for hunting purposes as well. Due to its sharpness and strength and easier use, it was for attacking animals as well. Tool making techniques. The remnants of the tools found show that they could have been made by two techniques. They are stone on stone and pressure flaking. Stone on stone. This technique was used in which one stone which was to be shaped and was held in one hand and another stone was held in other hand as a hammer. The second stone or the hammer was struck on the core in a manner to break away parts of the stone and give the desired shape to the core stone and make it into a tool. So here we are learning about stone on stone technique. In this technique, the pebble from which the tool was to be made was held in one hand. Another stone which was used as a hammer was held in other hand. The second stone was used to strike off flakes from the first till the required shape was attained. Pressure flaking. It's a method of trimming the edge of a stone tool by removing small stony flakes by pressing on the stone with a sharp stone rather than striking it. So, in this technique, the core stone was placed on a firm surface or on the ground. The stone used as a hammer was placed on a bone resting on the core stone to remove flakes from the core stone. These flakes were shaped into tools. Discovery of fire. It's assumed that fire must have been discovered by accident. It's likely that two stones might have rubbed together, creating a spark which would have burned some dry leaves, and this must have led to the discovery of fire by early humans. It was one of the most important discoveries in the history of humans. Slowly and gradually, they must have learned the uses of fire and how to control it. So here, the discovery of fire, or more precisely the controlled use of fire, was one of the mankind's first great innovations. Fire allows us to produce light and heat, to cook plants and animals, to clear forests for planting, to heat treat stone for making stone tools, to keep predator animals away, and to burn clay for ceramic objects. It has social purposes as well. Fires serve as gathering places, as beacons for those away from camp, and as spaces for special activities. The control of fire provided man with more light, so that he could work during the night and see into dark caves. Control of fire made moving into colder regions possible. They could count on fire to provide them with warmth. So here some of the ways are given in which early humans used fire. They used it to cook meat before eating rather than eating raw meat. They lit fire outside their caves to protect themselves from wild animals. They kept themselves warm with the help of fire in the cold weather. It also changed the way they prepared food. These people began to cook their food consistently. Food that is cooked is more secure from disease and much softer to eat. Let's see about the art by early humans. Early humans painted on the walls of caves. Such paintings have been found inside caves in Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh. These cave painting sites have been declared as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. These paintings give us some idea about the life of early humans. Most of the paintings depict scenes of hunting, people dancing, playing round drums, wounded animals, people riding animals like elephant, bison, horse, tiger, wild boar, animals fighting, and so on. You can see some of the pictures here. In one of the paintings, man has been shown riding on a horse. You can see the picture here, children. The colors used are mainly white and red, and at certain places green and yellow color is also used. Scientists are of the view that colors were prepared by combining charcoal, redstone and powders from other stones. So these were the materials for making colors. The paintings have survived for so many years and the colors have not faded till now. Major Paleolithic sites. A site is a place where some stone tools belonging to early humans are found. Most Paleolithic sites were located near the areas where good quality stones were available and which were close to sources of water like lakes, rivers, etc. A number of Paleolithic sites have been found in Hansgi and Kurnool near Krishna River, riverbeds of Son River in Punjab, now in Pakistan, Kashmir, Narmada Valley, etc. Since early humans lived in these areas, they are also called the habitation sites. So here children, we are learning about the main Paleolithic sites. So we all know that a site is a place where stone tools belonging to early humans are found. So the maximum of Paleolithic sites were located near the areas where good quality of stones were available and they were close to sources of water like lakes, rivers, etc. So number of Paleolithic sites have been found in few places like Hansgi, Kurnool near Krishna River, riverbeds of Son River in Punjab and now in Pakistan, Kashmir, Narmada Valley, etc. Since early humans lived in these areas, they are also called the habitation sites. Okay children, so with this we are ending our today's session. We'll learn the remaining part of this lesson in our next class. So complete your homework, activity and the worksheet which is sent in the PDF form. Thank you all.